We are really cooling off, Courtney. Look at that. The movement of the cold air coming down.
It's on the way. You know, they might be a little confused even right now. They're probably like, wait a second, it's supposed to be like 80 degrees in here and it's like 73 degrees. I want to know why in my school career fair when I was a kid, they didn't tell me I could research manatees when I grow up, because that would have been so killer. All right, let's talk about that cold air. Yeah, it's on the way. Normally this time of year, it stays trapped up in Canada and the far northern states. Hence why a lot of our wonderful snowbirds come and pay us a visit this time of year. Well, you brought the cold with you guys because it's on the way next week. Going to take over the eastern half of the country, including us here in Florida by next Tuesday. We're looking at near record cold. That's our next weather impact alert. We wanted to go ahead and give you the heads up. You're going to need to dig those winter coats out, something that I thought that I could put away when I moved out of Georgia. Guess not. Here's a look at the 24-hour temperature change. Definitely different this morning. In fact, we're talking about warmer air this morning. 5 to 7 degrees warmer. We're seeing these numbers upwards of 16 degrees warmer earlier today. But now temperatures kind of settling in the low to mid 60s. 66 in Tampa, 63 in Brooksville, 63 in Wauchula, 66 down in Sarasota and in Sebring. Through the day today, we'll see tons of sunshine for the first half of the day. That's going to warm us nicely. Back in the low to mid 80s today. The breeze will die down today, so it's not going to be quite as breezy as the last few days. Clouds will build back half of the day, and that's going to keep our temperatures a little warmer going into tomorrow morning as well. Your marine forecast looks fine. You want to get out of the water, take the boat out, go do some fishing, maybe go say hello to some of our wonderful manatees. Moderate chop on the bay, seas 1 to 2 feet for the day today. But yeah, there's that Gulf temperature, 73 degrees. That's pretty chilly. It's nice in the air. That's room temperature for us, but the water, different story. Expected rain the next couple of days. Low end rain chance Friday, Saturday, a 10% chance. Sunday is starting to trend a little bit wetter. We may see some rain and maybe a few thunderstorms impact the afternoon on Sunday. We'll take you through Futurecast and show you what I'm talking about. This is the European model. We're going to have enough moisture ahead of this front, definitely enough heat, and then a pretty strong cold front coming through. So you put all that together, and we will have the chance for scattered showers, maybe even a few rumbles of thunder on Sunday afternoon. Of course, what's Sunday afternoon? The Bucks are back in town playing a big game against the Patriots. So this could become our next weather impact alert as well, just because we want to let you know if something's going to impact your plans. But scattered showers possible Sunday. Behind that, the cold air ushers in, and that is going to be the big story. The coldest air since February moving in. 30s along the Nature Coast, 40s for the city of Tampa, inland and areas south. Last time we were in the 40s was in winter, February 22nd. The record 40 degrees set all the way back in 1892. Some models are thinking we're going to get very close to that. It's going to feel colder than that, though. Look at the wind chills. The wind's going to be blustery behind this front. It's going to feel more like the low 30s across the Tampa Bay area, even feeling like the 40s in Miami. Down there, you know, they got the iguanas. They're going to start falling out of the trees next week. But you need the winter coat. This is next Tuesday morning. Again, feeling more like the freezing mark. So prepare for that. 7-day forecast shows you plenty of warm temperatures in the meantime until we get there. Highs in the 80s, mornings in the mid 60s. That rain chance rolls in Sunday afternoon, and then we cool off. Morning in the 40s for that weather impact alert with highs only in the 60s next Tuesday.
Okay, looking at traffic. Good morning to you. We got a couple crashes and some delays across our Tampa Bay area roadways that we want to get a closer look at. Of course, we're seeing the normal stop and go traffic that we continue to see along portions of I-4. That is regular for this time of day. 8:22 is the time. But you're also going to be seeing some slowdowns north of I-4 along I-75. If you're going to be headed through that area, driving through Hillsborough County from Pasco County, we've got some big delays right now. And we also have some slow moving speeds along I-75 for drivers headed through that Big Bend area, and also not far from the Selman Expressway and the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. We have some delays. So you can see in the red here for drivers through the Selman. I-4 connecting to I-275 and 275 has a lot of volume. If you are driving along I-75 north of I-4, we've got that stop and go traffic pattern that is continuing. Things are improving here for our drivers through Pasco, Wesley Chapel. Good morning to you. We do have some slight delays still lingering here for drivers along State Road 54, and we're also seeing some delays here along 41. We'll be right back after the break.
A lot of questions as we look at the 7-day forecast, like how could such cold weather be coming this early in November?
Right. Is it fall or is it winter? Yeah, it's going to feel a lot more like winter next week. That's the reason for our weather impact alert next Tuesday morning. I want to give you the early heads up that you're going to need to bring those winter layers out. The winter coat, the sweaters, it's going to be cold. In fact, near record cold Tuesday morning with wind chills near freezing. So don't lie. I know some of you have already put the Christmas trees up. You're putting the lights up. The honey-do list is growing and growing, right? I know I told my husband, like, we got to put the lights on the house this year. Get the ladder. They're going up. Today, why not? Go for it. The weather's going to be great. It's going to be plenty warm out there, and you want to get it done now before it feels like Christmas time next week. Temperatures are in the low to mid 60s to kick off your Wednesday. Really comfy outside. 68 in Clearwater, 66 in Riverview, 65 in Wesley Chapel, 63 in Brooksville, 66 in Frostproof, and 66 in Wauchula. Tons of sunshine first half of the day. That's going to warm us really nicely. Very similar to yesterday temperature-wise. We'll be in the low to mid 80s this afternoon. You'll notice an increase in cloud cover tonight, and that's going to keep our overnight low temperatures the next couple of mornings a little bit warmer as well. And that cloud cover is thanks to some slightly higher humidity, just more moisture starting to pump in. Unfortunately, we're not going to see tons and tons of sunshine the next couple of days after this afternoon. Marine forecast not looking bad. Moderate chop on the bay, seas 1 to 2 feet. So if you want to get out on the water today, overall the weather will be pleasant for that. So if that's in your plans, you can continue on. Just going to be a little bit more of a bumpy ride out on the bay waters again with that moderate chop. Let's talk about our setup here. So we have this upper level low that's going to try to develop in the Gulf, and then we have this area of high pressure. This is really our dominant factor here. That's going to bring wind off the coast. So we'll have a warmer, more moisture-rich air mass pumping in, and that's going to build the cloud cover tonight. That's also going to keep us mostly cloudy Thursday and Friday. I wouldn't doubt that we see some patchy dense fog again Thursday and Friday morning as well. And we will have the chance for at least a few light sprinkles Friday morning. That rain coverage at about 10%, but overall not going to impact your commute in a big way. Then comes our next weather maker on Sunday. We'll be mostly dry Saturday. Sunday more than likely could become our next weather impact alert. Models are starting to trend a little wetter. We'll have plenty of moisture ahead of this strong front. So you put all the ingredients together, it's there for showers and storms Sunday late morning into the early afternoon. So this could impact the Bucks game in some way on Sunday afternoon. And then behind that, the cold air ushers in. In fact, so cold, there could be some measurable snowfall along the Appalachian Mountain Range in the Midwest and the Northeast. The first snow of the season potentially. Here at home, it'll feel like wintertime. 30s north of Tampa, 40s everywhere else, including the city of Tampa. So the last time we were in the 40s was in the wintertime, February 22nd. The record for the city of Tampa is 40 degrees in 1892, and some model data does have us getting close to 40 degrees. But regardless, with the breeze that is definitely going to be blustery behind this front Monday and Tuesday, it is going to feel more like the low 30s Tuesday morning. Good news is, as far as I'm concerned, most of the kiddos are out of school Tuesday for Veterans Day, so you won't have to freeze at the bus stop. But yeah, wind chills in the low 30s. Get the coats ready. You're going to need them. 7-day forecast shows tons of warm and mostly dry weather in the meantime. Mornings in the mid 60s, highs in the low to mid 80s. Rain and storms return Sunday along a front. That'll drop our highs into the low 70s Monday. Ahead of a morning in the 30s and 40s Tuesday. That's that weather impact alert with highs only in the mid to upper 60s early next week.
Ooh, all right. We're preparing for that. Good morning. Hope your day is going well as we look at traffic. And we are starting to see some slight improvements, although some of you are going to be dealing with a little bit of a slowdown. Here's what we're seeing for drivers as you're going to be getting in and around Tampa International Airport this morning. Veterans Expressway moving a whole lot better than what it was earlier. And if you're going to be driving through 275 through Pinellas County, got a car off to the shoulder here, but not really causing a big delay as traffic is able to get by. So hopefully this continues to improve as we get through our Wednesday. Looking at our Bay Area bridges, they're still looking good. You will see some traffic along 275 south as you're headed through Pinellas County. In the red still, stop and go for drivers along I-4 West, I-75 to the Selman Connector. Good morning to you. And that is expected to continue at least until 9:30. Some volume here along 75 and 301 with slow moving speeds for drivers through southern Hillsborough County.